What's it been like touring with them? Because, God, you've been with, like, Hinder, Saving Abel, Shinedown, Three Doors Down, like, that must be awesome.
Well, we're managed by Chief, and Chief manages Hinder.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Hinder is like they're like our big brothers. And when we went on the road with, we got asked by Three Doors Down to come on the road with them. It was amazing, and they're all like, it's a very family-oriented thing. After the show, we're all hanging out and eating together, and like it's pretty cool. Like it's like the big brothers kind of thing. We're learning a lot from these guys, and we're big fans of the music too, so that always helps as well.
Indeed.
And Eric Staines is just an amazing person.
Yeah.
Like talented, very, very talented. The band is very talented, but he's just a really nice guy. So that it really helps,
It definitely does. What would you say?
We all get along really well.
Maybe what's like a highlight from the tour, like your most memorable moment so far?
We're off the tour right now, so we're going to meet the guys on the 21st, I do believe, for the next Three Doors Down show. But as far as sort of stories and stuff like that, here's one. We basically, because we're a new band, and you kind of take what you get given, basically. Our rider isn't that big, and it's not, we don't expect it to be. If we got water and towels, we're a very happy man.
Right.
So Aaron came in and basically brought in, actually with him and a couple of his guys, brought in a big box of the stuff that was on the rider and just said, listen, we know you guys don't get very much, so here you go. And so we're like, what? And they brought in, pretty much their whole rider. Because they were like, we're not going to use it. Because you get a bus rider and then you get the green room rider.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they were just like, no, we're good with what we have on our bus. And I was like, well, thanks a lot, man. That was really cool.
That is really
it
cool.
shows, there's a mutual respect for each other.
That's good.
And so, and other things were like, because we've got crew members as well, stuff like that, and, we don't get the biggest green room, we don't expect it again, like I said. Aaron comes in, he goes, you guys want to use our shower? Go ahead, man. Like, anything you want. Want to go in there, grab an extra towel, whatever, feel free to. All our green rooms are right beside each other.
So they're really, like, down to earth, good vibes.
It's just really cool, you know what I mean? It's not, unless you're on something like that and realize that, you know what I mean? And you have to kind of experience it to see it and to feel it and be a part of it. And it's just an amazing feeling. And just to have that happen shows, what kind of guys these are that we're touring with. How down to earth they are.
That is cool. So I like how you said, I read somewhere that you said every song on the record tells a story. So what would you have to say would be your favorite song off the debut record, In This Life, and why?
Well, I have my favorite one off the album, the one that I really wanted on the album, this song called Next to Me. It's the last track.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's, for the reasons of being away. Like, if you look at the lyrics and stuff like that, it's being away from your loved ones. We all have families and stuff like that. We're a very family-oriented band. And so I've got nieces and sisters, and my mom and dad, I try to talk to them as much as possible. Helps keep me grounded, so to speak, you know what I mean, through all this stuff. But, and they do a really good job at that. But, that's what that song is about. And I guess whenever I hear it, it just really, really helps me get through the day kind of thing, being away from my loved ones, right? And as far as, the song While I'm Breathing, definitely is, a big favorite of mine, too, just because of the story behind it. And then In This Life, that's pretty much what got the record deal, that and Fly. I performed those live in New York, acoustic, with the producer Jeff Johnson, and co-writer of the album. We performed in front of Island Records, which initially ends up getting the record deal.
Yeah, and I'm Breathing, that's one of my favorites too, and oh my god, the story behind that is amazing. Like, you actually died and came back to life? Like,
yeah.
What was your, first thought upon waking, or how maybe has this, changed your outlook on life?
Well, it basically, I have to pay, a lot of props to my family, because they've always tried to bring us up as kids as, with good morals and everything. And, I went outside that guideline, we'll say, and, I drank 109 proof moonshine. I was a fool, right? I was at a party and whatever, and I learned from that. But when that experience took place, it was very dreamlike for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Unless you had ghosts in it, it's really hard to explain. But I really kind of took life in a different direction, you know what I mean? Maybe didn't, it was hard to leave, good friends that I was with and stuff like that, but maybe I needed to do that. And then shortly after, you're probably aware of the car accident that took place. And that just, I was a huge eye-opener for me. And, and to be honest with you, after the thought, when I woke up in the morning, I thought it was all a dream.
Wow.
I thought there was no way that could have happened until I talked to the doctor, and he sat me down and told me what he had witnessed, and he'd never seen anything like that in his entire life. And the fact that I walked out of there and went to work that next day.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
I'm happy because I was saving up money to buy a car for my mom, to help buy my mom a car.
Aww.
And so that's why I went to work.
Yeah. Wow, that's an amazing story, and it's an awesome song. I really like that one.
I can appreciate it.
Yeah. So, you guys are doing so good already, and you haven't even been together that long. Where would you say you'd see the band, say, like 10 years from now?
Well, this band is, yes, Jeff and I ended up writing the album together, but this band is very talented individuals, and I say that in any interview, and sometimes I have to stress it a little bit more because there has been a couple interviews that kind of went to the wayside, and the musicians weren't mentioned as much. I definitely want to pay props to the guys because they're amazing guys, and it is a team. It's not the Rod Black show. Mm-hmm. So, this is a full team, but I can see this band doing other projects because, everybody's very talented in their own right. Dan, our drummer, is a singer-songwriter. He's a producer, an engineer. These guys have their own thing. They had their own thing going beforehand, before being put in the band, so to speak. I do believe this band has the ability, who knows how many album sales and what the fans and friends say of the music, but as a unit, this band has the ability to be around for quite a while, just because we do get along really well. We respect each other's time. We hang out. We go for breakfast together. We go to the gym together. And we don't kind of separate ourselves. Wow. Sometimes you hear stories of other bands doing that. And yes, it is early in our careers and everything, but we realize that there's got to be that mutual respect for each other.
Exactly.
And so I do see this band doing maybe other things, but definitely being a unit for a long time.
Cool. Well, sounds good to me. So, since you guys have been on the road like forever, and I know you're on a little break right now, but what do you do to kill time on the road? Like, are you a big gamer? I know you're, ready to roll, and It's Over are going to be on the EA Sports NASCAR. Are you guys avid video gamers yourselves?
Yeah, there's a couple guys in the band that are big gamers. For myself, I'm more of a watcher. Actually, I do like watching playing the hockey. Hockey's cool. Because I'm Canadian, I love hockey.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm a good watcher. No one's better than me than watching video games. I love watching just because if you watch somebody that is really good at it, it's pretty amazing. And I've got friends that are really good at the hockey aspect of it, and so I watch that, and it's like watching a real game.
It is. I agree.
And as far as, I'm not a big violent person, so I'll be straight up with you. I'm not into the big violence of video games and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But that's another story another day. There's certain guys in the band that love their video games and, pass the time. Me, I do my songwriting and, try to do a little bit of reading, talk to my parents as much as I possibly can, and, go from there.
Cool. I'm a big reader myself. Read anything good lately?
I'm more into I used to read Dinar Koons. I almost started with Dinar Koons. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's very straightforward. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you read a book by him, or any of his stuff. It's pretty amazing stuff. But as far as anything lately, I'm really into the rock documentaries and the rock bios and stuff like that. I'm fascinated on how musicians and artists in general get to where they are.
Me too. We should totally do one.